They say dream big, dream high, but that dream never made the feathers fly. I realized it was just a standby, so I had to say goodbye. Good morning, contest chair, Toastmasters, and my dear guests. When I was a kid, I was really stubborn. Once we were walking down the busy markets of my soul, I got my eyes on a Batman inside a toy shop. I urged my father to get it for me, but he refused. So I laid down on the street in a desperate attempt to get a Batman. I don't remember much, but it took over 20 minutes for my parents to get me up. And as I was walking down the road towards my hotel, I saw my father's face burning with rage. So I prepared for the worst. Still, I did not expect a bathroom slipper flying in the air and hitting my face. I love playing different sports, and cricket was my favorite. As a kid, I always thought you could always do the things you love, you can always get the things you want until I left cricket in 10th standard. Let me tell you, there was no conventional or visible pressure for my parents to withdraw from cricket, but the preference to academics was quite palpable. So I asked my brain, my chimp, I called my brain chimp, "Hey chimp, what do you think I should do?" Let your parents decide, obviously they know better than you. The rat race for the board exams began, and soon the results were out. There was no restraint to happiness in my family. I was feeling outlandish as I had scored 92%. So it was decision time. I again asked my chimp. Your parents, obviously they know better than you, so let them decide. My parents suggested me to join engineering. Soon, I joined a diploma college of civil engineering, and I successfully cleared my 4 years, scoring heavily again, 86%. What next? Again the sound echoed in my head. Let your parents decide. Obviously they know better than you. Graduation was the only option available. But just before I cleared my final year of diploma, I started playing snooker. And I really enjoyed playing that sport. Started practicing really hard to prepare for the state championship. At the same time, I was looking for different colleges for graduation. Somehow, I managed to join an engineering college. But day by day, I was losing interest in academics. Soon, I started feeling like a prisoner. My application to grant me the leaves was declined. And it was the time of engineering vivas, the oral examination which created a havoc in my head. It was giving me sleepless nights. Do you know the reason why? Because I stammered really bad during the oral examinations. I've suffered with stammering since the age of 5. And oral exams was the thing I feared the most. My speech had disrupted due to various reasons, and it was nearly impossible for me to string a sentence together. To add fuel to the fire, I forgot my journal on that auspicious day. Now, knowledge about your subject is less than the journal which you have copied. In a petrified voice, I said to the examiner, "Sorry, I have not brought the journal." He looked at me in the same manner as my mother had looked at to me once when I had bought sweet lime instead of oranges. And in a very rude manner, he said, "Where do you live?" Froze. I just couldn't get out the word for the entire minute. And when I tried, I stammered really bad. My professor laughed at me and said, "You don't know where do you live? Engineering, hmm? Go back to your home and come back with your journal." This thing happened in front of the entire class. I went back home feeling devastated, shameful, guilty. And I cried in my mother's lap for a few hours. The next morning, my chimp became active again. "Hey Rishabh, do you know what? Hey, just stop. Just be quiet." That morning, I asked my heart, what should I do? My heart said, do what you love. I told my parents, I want to quit studies. I can't go on like this. My parents said, do what you feel like. We are backing you. It was a tough decision for all of us. But my parents backed me at every moment. I love you, Mom, and I love my dad because he's not here right now. I wish I could have listened to my heart every time. After a few months, I left college. My mom found out the Maguire program for me, a speech improvement program which helped me overcome my fears of speaking. And my father helped me in my startup and develop a good business. Engineering was the word spread. Everyone was moving ahead, but I did not dread because my heart said, over to you, Katis.